Hello, welcome to our first event vlog of the year. Hopefully this is going to be our first. We did try and get to one a couple of weeks ago and had an absolute disaster. We hired a lorry, it got a flat tyre. I will put in a few clips from that. But yeah, unfortunately never made it. Drove 2 hours to get a flat tyre and turn around and drive home, basically. Good boy. 3 hours later. You are a good boy, Nightly. This vlog is also extremely kindly sponsored by SE Solicitors, and I will explain now a little bit more about them.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with SE Solicitors, they have been amazing sponsors of the Cotswold Cup for the past 4 years, and it is all thanks to their support that I get to share my Cotswold Cup journey and the beginning of Knightley's eventing career with you. They are a fantastic team, super friendly, incredibly knowledgeable, and whatever your legal needs might be, they have got you covered. From wills, inheritance tax, land disputes, family law, property, agriculture and business law, SE Solicitors are the experts you can turn to. They are trustworthy, they are supportive, they're warming, they're just such a lovely team. The people that I've had the pleasure of being in contact with so far have been nothing but welcoming. They really are a lovely team, and I am very proud and lucky to be sponsored by them this season.
So we are eventing at a Cotswold Cup event tomorrow. It's currently Saturday and I've just arrived at Eland Lodge to walk their cross-country course. This is quite a local venue for us. It's about a 45-minute drive from home. So I thought I'm going to come up today and walk the cross-country course. Now, I've been here many times, but I've never rode Knightley round their cross-country course. And I know they build big. So because this is already an equestrian centre, I am assuming they will be using Eland Lodge's fences. And I know they build big because I was going to enter an 80 if it was going to be the Cotswold Cup jumps being used, but I don't think it is. So I've entered the 70 basically. And there is one fence on the course that frightens me a little bit. I believe there might be a black fence option, a black flag option, sorry. So we will see. I'm not really in appropriate clothing for this, but I've just been and watched a badminton 5-star cross country at a friend's house, and I've come straight from there, so I won't be walking through the water today. But that's okay, it's not very deep. I've seen people ride through it before. There we go. So these are the warm-up fences. You should jump all of these quite nice. I mean, we won't need to jump those massive ones, but yeah, it's a nice warm-up area. And then to the left, we've got the cross-country. So we've got the start box, and then we finish there. Now, I'm not sure what colours. I've got nothing on the railings. Anyway, through here and off we go. Now, the Cotswold Cup I did last year, then this round. The Cotswold Cup that I did last year, I definitely should have brought a cap, I can't see. My flag colour was yellow for the 70 centimetres. Now, I can see the yellow flag here, but it's massive and that is definitely not mine. So I'm guessing it's blue. Which fence is mine? Oh, I don't know what colour I am. Am I red or am I blue? That looks too small. I think it's this one. Fence 2. Fence 4. And then it goes downhill quite a bit here. It's not as steep as the old route. But I've also been warned that this shepherd hut, they can find a bit spooky. So, oh, we should be fine riding past that, to be fair. I have just confirmed we're jumping the blue. We're jumping the blue. The yellow flags are novice fences, which we will not be attempting. So that's good confirmation. The red flag is 50 centimetres. And they're different coloured flags because this is a BE course. So yeah, they're not like the Cotswold Cup jumps or flags. And we've got fence number 5. See, this is my dilemma, right? Because I would much rather go and jump that. I'd much rather ride into that than that. But I don't want to be too greedy too soon. You might have a look at this as well because it's gappy underneath. Again, would much rather jump that boxier big one. The solid one. So that's quite a dip down there. So we've come from up the top of the hill, down the bottom, through that little dip. And I'm going to have to use quite a bit of leg here, I think, because he's going to look at this gap. That's a better size 70. Loads better. That's more like it. And then we come round to this fence that I'm pretty undecided on jumping because it looks ginormous. It's the second one in on the left. And these here are our black flag options, I presume. Yeah. I'm sorry, but that is... What do I do? What do I do? See, when you walk up to it, the ditch is barely anything really on this fence. They're obviously bigger down there. I don't know what to do, guys. What to do. So this is black flag option if I don't want to attempt that. And then I'm guessing I'm gonna have to go around the back of these. It might have to be like a last minute split decision as we make it up to this fence to see how he's actually feeling. So if we come straight over that, we've got to hang quite right quite soon because we're on the opposite side of the track. If I did the black flag option, that would be a better line coming from the back of that. Fence number 7. That's nice. I like that. That's nice. It is a beautiful course. It's just always terrified me a little bit. Look how pretty that is though. So nice. Again, a decent size for a 70. Or am I just being a wimp? I don't know. Oh well, onwards and upwards. I just hope to God Knightley comes out well tomorrow. We had a show jumping lesson, so it's Saturday now. We had our show jumping lesson on Thursday, and we were doing some course jumping. He was jumping really nice, and then at the end, just to sharpen his front end up, we put some V-poles on a 4-strided double on the last fence. I knew he was going to spook at it, and I really did ride him into it, thinking he's going to stop at this, you need a lot of leg. And he stopped last minute, and I went absolutely flying. I've pulled a bit of a muscle in my shoulder. I've got a nice blister there that's going to be sore tomorrow, but I'll tape it up. So I'm a little bit worried, I won't lie. Positive thinking, I just need him to feel confident. That's all I need. And once if I can get him halfway round, he should love the rest of it. So yeah, here's fence 9. And then I think this is the first bit of uphill we've got, actually. Like a proper nice little drag of uphill anyway. The ground is lovely, so much grass cover. So I can move him on properly up here. I need to stick to the rope, because there's our next fence. Again, this is quite a decent, I mean, it's not 70 centimetres, is it? Let's be honest. If I get my stick out, that's not 70 centimetres. Maybe the bit on the right is actually. Ah, okay. Interesting. It is very angled. So I need to aim for here. I think I might bring him back to a trot for this, because it looks like he'd disappear into nowhere. It's a little bit of a drop down. Pick up canter again. Beautiful 2 steps. 2. And quite narrow little tracks, really. Now where do I go? Yeah, again, so narrow. He can be funny with steps. I might even bring him back to a walk, to be fair, for that. Okay, down those. And onwards towards home. Into the water. Oh, Jess, look. You could have got down the side, because the flags are right here. It's a nice water. I'm going to bypass these leap fences. Thank baby Jesus. So a nice little track in the middle. Perfect. And then quite a sharp turn right. Beautiful. Lovely. Fence 16. Nice. Through this little gap. 18. Cute little castle. 19. Just like throwing some colourful dots to try and make us fall off, in case we haven't already. And then up here to the finish. Well, not quite, there's one more left, don't celebrate yet. Number 20. Oh, it's quite a bit of a hill actually, that is. Hopefully we'll make it over that tomorrow. And then we're through the red and white flags. Course walk done. Course walk done. Right, what do I think about that? I need to be positive, and tomorrow I will be, but for now, I really wish I'd have got him to the event that I'd planned to take him to a couple of weeks ago, because that event was not at a BE venue like this. It was just going to be on open fields and a similar track to the one event I have done with him, which was last year. Very basic, very open, straight, not many turns. A really lovely introductory course for a horse new to eventing, basically. This is not like that. This course is nothing like that. This course is twisty turny. It has peculiar jumps. It has fences that are definitely not 70 centimetres. Yes, there's a black flag option, but the black flag option is very awkward to get to, obviously, because you're basically giving yourself time penalties by not going the straight route. And I would have taken the black flag option because I know I can make up time. He can be quick, but there's not many gallopy places, and we are going to lose time coming through the woods. He can get a little bit lucky. It changes from light to dark. There is a tight corner. I'm going to have to bring him back to trot. The steps, 3 steps going down, he is probably going to have a look at them, and I'm going to want to bring him back to a walk to make sure he doesn't plant and send me flying. Yeah, this is really giving me some food for thought, to be honest. I mean, time might just kind of have to go out of the window, to be honest, because it's going to be a challenging course for us. I'm going to be awake all night thinking about this now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why did I come here for my first one of the year? Oh well. Right. I need to go to the yard now and get all our stuff ready to go tomorrow. Nightly had a bath this morning. Are you going to be a little superstar today? Should we plait you up? Get you in, have your breakfast and plait you up. Eh? You had a nice night in the field? Good morning. We are up bright and early. I'm so glad my dressage isn't till 12 because I've still got to the yard at 7:30. I need to plait him up. I've got my lovely gilet on from SC Solicitors. It's very smart. I've just got him in. He's having his breakfast. He stayed very clean, thank the Lord. I mean, the fields are dry, so he wasn't going to come in very muddy, but he's lovely and shiny. I am going to give him... Oh, sorry, I'm disturbing you eating your breakfast. I am going to give him a hot cloth before we go. And yeah, let's get going because it takes me ages to plait. So this is what I use for plaiting. I use Smart Grooming's plaiting gel. It is amazing. It's so sticky. Plaiting bands, and then these, like... what are they called? Knot things, I can't remember. Oh, quick knot, there you go. They're amazing, so good. Just roll them up, pin them in, perfect. There we go. So we're all plaited down. Taking me ages, but you stood very still, you've been a good boy. That I didn't even plait down. I've just bowled. Hey? And now, these. So you roll your plait up, pop that through the top, and then bend the wire.
So unfortunately I didn't get much warm-up video footage. It was a little bit of a rush from arriving to getting my hats tagged, tacking up and getting down to the dressage warm-up. But my friend Jess did get some beautiful pictures, so I will put those in for you to have a look at. I was happy with the way he warmed up. I was playing with rising and sitting trot, because I found the first test I did last year, he was extremely wobbly, his rhythm was all over the place, it was just very messy. And in the sitting trot, I found him easier to keep straight, to control our rhythm. I found my connection was better. So yeah, I chose to opt for sitting trot in this test. And I was pleased. I was really pleased. It was a huge improvement on our test from last year. We sadly were in the furthest dressage arena away possible, so the footage isn't great. My camera does zoom in and focus a bit better halfway through. So yeah, we missed the first bit of the test as well. We're currently on a 20-metre circle here. So yeah, I will quickly run you through the scores I got, because I do have my dressage sheet. So for our first centre line we got a 6. Our working trot 20 metres circle that we've just done, we got a 6. And then this change of rein across the short diagonal, we also got a 6. The comments are as expected, needs to be straighter, have more swing over the back, a little bit tight. We then come down the long side and pick up working canter right into 20 metre circle. I was pleased with that. He could do a lot worse. Bearing in mind this is only his second ever test on grass in whiteboards. We got a 6.5 for this 20 metre circle, hollowing to canter but maintaining rhythm. We then hold the canter till after B, and then we trot round to A, walking, medium walk at A. That was a bit horrendous, but that's okay. He walked at the marker, bang on. We got 6.5, rather tense and resistant in trot transition. Completely agree with all these comments. The next movement is half circle right, 20 metres in free walk on a long rein. Again a 6.5, relaxed and some stretching. He can stretch better, but I was pleased. The walk was nice. Then at A, we transition to working trot. And at E, we circle right 20 metres. I was so pleased in this test. He did everything bang on the marker. I was really happy with that. He held his canters. He didn't break, which he did last year. I'm annoyed that I let my reins get so long. I really should have shortened them up, but you know, we live and we learn. I was just trying to go with what I had at the time. And he does ride a little bit better on a longer rein. Sometimes if I shorten them up, he can go quite tense and choppy, worse than he did in this test. So EHCM, working trot, we got a 6.5. More supple over back was the comment. Then this change of rein across the short diagonal, we got a 7, saying softer. And then between K and A, transition to working canter left. At A, we circle 20 metres. We got a 6. More over back to canter, rather tight, was the comment. A, F, B, working canter. After B, working trot. So we're not very good at cantering on a straight line and holding it, so I was actually quite pleased we did. It looks a bit messy, but we got there. So that was a 6.5, more balance and straightness needed. Agreed. HXF, we changed the rein in working trot. Over X, give and retake the rein. We got a 6 for. Comment was more forward and hollowing. And then A, down the centre line. X, medium walk. G, halt and salute. And we got a 7 for this, which I was very pleased with. Again, walk transition, bang on the marker. His walk was nice and forward and swinging. I was pleased with that. Yes, we're not really on the contact, but his halt, I was chuffed with. And the comment for that was fairly straight into a square halt, but lacking attention because we weren't on the contact. But I was super pleased with that. And overall, we got a mark of 35.8. So I was extremely chuffed with that. I couldn't believe it. Last year we got a score of 42%. So that is a huge improvement.
Currently waiting to walk the course.
So Jess very kindly got Knightley ready for show jumping whilst I went and walked the course. I thought it was really nice. It was inviting. There weren't any scary, spooky fillers. It was a nice, open, flowing course. There was one tight turn into that fence 8, but that actually worked in our favour in the round. He warmed up beautifully. I think we jumped maybe roughly 6 fences, and he didn't knock one pole down. He was jumping beautifully. I was really pleased.
Right, Al, I'll see how many. I think you're after number 112.
Swapped times. 142, Sarah Wilford with Ophon Frisco.
So then into the show jumping round we go. I was really happy with how forward and confident he was. Coming round to this fence number 1, I just felt him tense up a little bit, so I put my leg on, and I really wish I hadn't, because as you can see, it just kind of fires him over it. He lands on the wrong lead, and then gets really close to number 2 and has that down, and then I really struggled to get him back here, and maybe I should have just let him go on the longer one. But we live and we learn. We got him deep, he had it down. I then brought him back to a trot and picked up the correct canter lead for this, and he jumped this beautifully. I really liked this line. He lands on the correct left lead. We did get time penalties. Unfortunately, I think I just used a little bit too much of my arena. Fence 6 we got a lovely shot into, but again takes it with his back legs. I could have maybe been straighter. And then just cantering back towards the warm-up, I found him quite strong. But he stayed nice and straight through that double, which I was pleased with. This was a tight turn, but actually worked in our favour because it got him sitting back on his hocks, and he jumped that lovely. The distance came up a little bit short, but he was clever with his legs. Here is where I lost time. I took that way too wide. I could have cut in a little bit shorter. He wobbled slightly coming into this double. He changed his legs last minute. and I put my leg on and again just fired him too strong through there, so had the second part down. But overall, I'm pleased with his rhythm. I was just disappointed to have 4 jumps down on a surface. I was really excited to jump on a surface for this event because he jumps nicer. I just think he finds the smaller fences a little bit too easy. When they get bigger, he plants his back feet together and pushes a lot better. Whereas when they're small, he just kind of canters over them. But I was really pleased and I got some beautiful pictures off Jess. So I'm afraid to say the only footage I have currently of my cross-country round is us leaving the start box and then, spoiler alert, us coming across the finish. So I have bought my cross-country video from Meadow Productions, however I believe it takes a couple of weeks for that to come out. So I'm just going to post this vlog with the footage that I've got so I don't have to wait weeks to publish it, and then I'll post my cross-country video at a later date when I get it. I have got some stunning pictures again from Jess of our cross-country round, so I will put those in for you to have a look at.
Seconds to go now. Okay. Seconds.
And you've probably got about 45 seconds for your next
10
rider.
seconds.
Be wide, pull her over again, over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, good luck.
Pull her over.
I was so pleased with how he came out the start box. So forward and confident, so I did decide to jump the brush. But I had my whip in my right hand, and as you can see we drifted left and jumped the 50cm one. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of him for jumping it though and not stopping. So we did a little circle and then this is him jumping the correct 70cm one. Bless him. Yeah, rider error. Put your whip in the right hand, Sam. He was never going to drift to the bigger brush, was he? Bless him.
No, I'm looking down from up in the sky. I don't quite get it. Oh, I've You got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey.
I'm so pleased. Slurp, slurp.
Flies are all on him, they're annoying him. It's cold.
And he's back in his field. What a good day! Oh, I'm so pleased. Like, our score was probably rubbish. I've not actually had a look at it properly, and I forgot to pick my dressage sheet up. Literally just realised, so I'm gonna have to try and ring them tomorrow, because we've got a really good dressage score for us. I mean, I've not checked eventing scores, so I don't know it exactly, but 35, better than the 42 we got last year. So chuffed to bits with that. I did my test in sitting, actually. I rode through the test in sitting on grass at our yard the other week, and he rode through it a lot better. So I thought, I'm going to try that. And when I warmed him up, I've got no videos of me warming up, I am sorry. Yeah, my phone's about to die. Charge. Yeah, so I rode my test in sitting, and he went really nicely. I was quite pleased. He did everything that I asked in the right places. He didn't break from his canters too early. He did a nice walk. He halted nicely, I think. What else did he do right? His centre line wasn't bad. His rhythm was a little bit off. That is why I chose to do sitting, because I could just kind of control his rhythm a little bit more. So yeah, pleased with that. And then our show jumping, honestly, today, I thought that eventing was like, you do your dressage, then you have a nice few hours to chill, go and get some food if you want. Me and Jess have been absolutely non-stop all day. Like, I've gone from arriving, getting my hats tagged, doing my dressage, straight back to the lorry, untacking, putting your show jumping stuff on. I went to walk the course. By the time I walked the course, Jess had tacked nightly up and was ready. So I jumped on, warmed up, and then straight back to the lorry, changed into cross-country gear, went to the warm-up. It was quite a hold on the cross-country. There was a lot of problems. Makes me sound a bit, I was going to say I'm not sure why there was a lot of problems, but it was clearly a challenging, spooky course, because there were a lot of problems. A lot of horses that just didn't like it. I'm getting ahead of myself. So the show jumping, I was really pleased. He warmed up beautifully. He didn't knock one fence down. Spider on me. His rhythm around the course, I really liked. He felt confident. We just kept knocking him down. Like, I came out, I think it was number 7, the black double. I went over that and he proper clanged it, and I was like, bloody hell, mate, like, pick your feet up. There was nothing. I don't know why we were knocking him, you know, like, I was getting good shots into most of the fences. I don't know. And our show jumping lesson we had on Thursday, he wasn't knocking him down that much, so who knows. Anyway, I don't know whether they're just not big enough, and he doesn't actually like jump and push with his back feet at the same time, if you get me. He just kind of canters them. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to play around with that one, I think, and see which height he prefers. Then what did you do? So yeah, I came out of the show jumping a little bit disappointed, but soon changed my mindset into actually no, he jumps really nicely around there. Yeah, it's unfortunate we had the poles down, but he didn't stop at anything, and he felt confident, and his rhythm was okay, so pleased. And then cross country, I was really undecided on what fence to do, whether to do the big brush at fence 6 or do the black flag. He warmed up really nice. There was a big hold, he had a bit of waiting around. He came out the start box so good, so good. He didn't nap, he wasn't backwards. Like, I literally put my leg on and was like, go, and he went, yep, going. So flew fence, flew everything, literally flew everything. Fence 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 he was so confident over. I then came round to 6 and it was right in front of me, and I just thought, I'm just gonna kick. So he was in a nice forward punchy canter. I'm dying to watch the video back. And when I walk the course, I always think in my head, stick to the left here, stick to the right here, put your whip in your right hand, put your whip in your left hand. Honestly, I went round that course so fast, I had no time to swap my whip. So my whip didn't move out my right hand. And as I came up to fence 6, I should really have used my little noggin and swapped my whip into my left hand. Because if he was going to drift anywhere, he wasn't going to drift to the bigger brushes, was he? He was going to drift to the smaller one. So yeah, I lost him through his left shoulder and he just kept going left and we jumped the wrong fence. So yeah, I am buzzed that he didn't stop. He jumped it. I was just kind of going, no, 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 no. And then was like, oh, well, it's better than stopping. So I literally just squoze with my legs, and he went, okay, and popped it. And I was like, well, do you know what? That's better than stopping and refusing. He just took the wrong line. But anyway, so I jumped to that and then looked to my right and saw the photographer and was like, now what do I do? Because I was like, I didn't know if I was eliminated because I jumped the wrong course. I didn't know what to do. So she basically said, go and jump the fence you were supposed to. So I did a little circle round. Time obviously was going to go out the window at this point because now I've had to come back on myself, do a full circle, and pointed him at the 70 fence that we were supposed to jump, and he absolutely flew it. Absolutely buzzing with him. So in my mind, we just got a little bit extra for our money. He didn't stop, he just jumped the wrong fence. So yeah, and he flew the rest of the course. He walked down the steps so beautifully. Like, I brought him back to a walk, but he just popped off really nicely. Straight through the water, cantered it. It's just, he was pulling me more than I was having to kick, which is a beautiful feeling. I'm so buzzed. I'm so buzzed. So yeah, thank you so much to SE Solicitors. I've been wearing your gilet all day. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. And I'm just really thrilled. Can't wait to get to the next one.